Next up is VocaliD and their CEO, Rupal Patel.
It's just an inspiring evening to hear all these incredible companies and voices. In fact, so from Stool Bank, I'm going to be talking about a voice bank. So what we have developed at VocaliD is the human voice bank, and that's because we are so, we know that voice is such an important part of who we are. Each one of us has a unique voice that conveys our age, our gender, our ethnicity, even our intellectual abilities and so on. It's all sort of in that vocal DNA. And the reason that this is so important is that today's digital devices that we all use have pretty generic sounding voices. The voices that you hear around us are pretty typical, right? So you either use Siri or Cortana or Alexa. Those are pretty homogeneic voices, yet the voices in this room, the voices in this state and in this country and around the world are unique to us. So what we're trying to do is capture the voices of people around the world and use those to create new digital identities. And today for you and I, that might be a luxury, so that we can have things that talk to us in ways that sound more human-like. But for lots and lots of people around the world, in fact, tens of millions of people who are unable to speak and have to use a device to talk, the voice that comes out of their prosthetic device is the generic voice that you hear. So you may see a little girl using the voice of an adult man, but she doesn't need to because she actually has a voice of her own. She just can't speak clearly. So through years of research, I'm a professor at Northeastern University, we discovered that even a single vowel, as little as a few seconds of sound, has that individual's vocal DNA. So we harvest that, and then we ask for people from around the world to donate their voice into our voice bank, about 7 hours of speech. We find the closest match to that individual. We blend their voices together, the match and that recipient, and we create a unique vocal identity that when they speak and they type into this device or however they get that message into their assistive communication device, it sounds like them. And that's how we are changing the lives of people who are unable to speak. And that's millions of people. We now have about 135 customers in this vertical. We're now also starting to enter into the verticals of things that talk. So just yesterday, we are now building voices for a connected AI company that we're going to create new voices, not like that generic, the voices like Alexa and Siri, but voices that actually have accents, that sound more like the communities of people for who they're making the applications. So you can think about this getting its bootstrap from helping people, just like you've heard these nonprofits and for-profit companies do. And then we're finding those bigger markets that will also support that so that we can continue to have a diversity of voice, not only in the human world, but even in our virtual worlds. Thank you.